You're probably under the impression that making a successful business from a personal brand requires a massive following, millions of views, or a hefty ad budget. But here's the truth that not a lot of people are telling you. None of that is actually essential. I've built multiple successful businesses powered just by content alone. No viral hits, no major ad spend, no large following. Now, just to put it into perspective, I have fewer than 5,000 YouTube subscribers and under 1,000 Instagram followers. And yet, I've still managed to leverage my personal brand to scale companies. In this breakdown, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So go grab a notebook, we're diving in the deep end, and this is the exact framework I personally use. Now, step one, know exactly what you want to create. Now, this is where most people struggle. Should I be on TikTok, Instagram, start on YouTube, launch a podcast? There's so many different mediums. When there's no clear direction, creators tend to try everything. The result? Random content that lacks strategy or traction. Here's the thing, if you don't have clarity around the message and content, your audience won't either. And if your message isn't aligned with your skills, you'll never become the go-to expert in the field. You'll simply just blend in and get ignored, and you'll stay stuck exactly where you are. Trust me, I've been here myself. Even with 20 plus years experience creating content, I just wasn't being clear of my intentions. That completely changed with one powerful technique, the 2-year test. Now, this is a copywriting exercise that helps you uncover what you've actually accomplished, things you've overlooked because they feel completely normal to you now. I have done so many things that I previously cannot remember. We just completely forget in the early years what we've actually done and how we've accomplished it. Now, here's how it works. Take a sheet of paper and write down your personal and professional wins over the last 2 years, or 5 if you want to go in the deep end. Write down what you've achieved and how you did it and who benefited from that. Suddenly, you'll start rediscovering golden moments that shaped your journey, and those are the exact stories you should be sharing. Now, this is where the value lives. From there, write out how you accomplished those wins step by step. Then go in and simplify it. If you have 5 to 6 steps, condense them down to 3 if possible. 3 steps are easy to remember and even easier to communicate. Finally, write down your perspective. Now, think of it this way. Multiple personal trainers can help you get fit. Some will give you an exercise plan that consists of something like HIIT training. Some will recommend a healthy balance between weights and cardio. However, everyone has a different perspective. Your unique philosophy on why you teach your method, that's what sets you completely apart from everyone else. Now, in my personal case, I chose content creation over ads or cold outreach because it attracts clients instead of chasing them. Now, that's my belief. Now you need to go and define yours. This will define your whole brand. And then when you have your what you've done, how you've done it, why you've done it your way, you'll start to get your voice and your angle. Now you have your foundation, you can then stand out. Now, step 2, content isn't enough. You need a funnel. Videos alone won't build a business. You need a system. Think of it as like a flywheel. Once it gains momentum, it becomes unstoppable. Now, I like to use a 3-part funnel. The format varies between like webinars, VSLs, podcast ads, but the structure always stays the same. Now, first, we have traffic. The first step is driving views, as many as you can. You need to then go and pick your platform of choice. I use multiple platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. However, it's a lot harder to juggle multiple platforms. However, I wanted to maximize my rewards, so it's completely worth the effort for me. Now, YouTube will always give you the highest intent of customer, as it's basically a search engine. So people actively looking for solutions, all they have to do is show up and you solve a problem. Alternatively, you can use micro ads. Even a small budget like $5 a day will push traffic to your content. It's a small price to pay for guaranteed eyeballs. I especially like to retarget my data here. And guess what? Those eyeballs can turn into high-paying clients. Second is transformation. Every business sells transformation, not the features. You're guiding someone from where they are to where they want to be. This ties into your personal brand journey, as you've no doubt gone through the same transformation yourself. Your content should lead people to a transformational experience, not just a landing page. Now, one of the most effective lead magnets today is a podcast episode. It's long form, trust building, conversational, which is story rich, and it proper showcases your full journey. Clients can then hear your passion, understand your approach, and start envisioning themselves working directly with you. 10 times more powerful than anything like a free PDF in my experience. It converts so much better. Third, we have transactional. This is where the offer is introduced. But here's the trick. The sale doesn't happen in the offer video. It happens before that. Once people trust you, a simple 2 to 5 minute explainer video is enough to convert. Honestly, you can do this with no sales calls. Just a compelling explainer video that makes the offer completely irresistible. Now remember, the transformation is what sells. The video simply clarifies the details. Now, step 3. Build a system for consistency. Now this is an absolute must. This is where a lot of people really fall down, is they cannot remain consistent. I've been there myself, trust me. You need a simple but repeatable process that can keep you on track, and here's mine. First of all, we have our idea phase. Now I just use a simple Google Sheet for inspiration. Every time I find a strong thumbnail, headline, video topic, copy the link and I stick it in there. Then anytime I can look back and find inspiration. Just make sure it's a recent video and nothing that's popular a year ago. This then gives me a content library that's constantly growing to pull ideas from, based on actually what's working now. Second, we have scheduled sessions. This isn't a to-do list, it's a calendar time. Now block it out and it's completely for idea generation. Scripting, filming, editing, publishing. If it's not scheduled, you won't do it, period. Now my preference for this is mornings, especially after a good workout. I just find that my brain is firing on all cylinders, especially in the morning. Treat this like any important meeting. Content creation is your growth engine. Don't wing it. Third, we have a content framework. Every video should follow a simple structure. I call it what, why, how. First, the intro, the what. What's this about? Why should I care? What's the promise? The idea is to hook someone within the first 10 seconds. For example, I'm going to show you exactly how to build your personal brand in 5 easy steps. Next, we have the middle, the why. Why does it matter? What makes your approach different? Share personal insights or client stories here. For example, this exact system I personally use, which helped me scale my company to over 1 million. Then we have our main content, the how. Break down the exact steps. Teach something practical and easy to implement. For example, step 1, you need to understand why I use this system. And then last but not least, the CTA, the call to action. What did they just learn? Why does it matter? And how can they take it to the next step with you? For example, now go and implement this plan and check out my newsletter to keep in the loop. Now, frameworks remove decision fatigue. They speed up the production and make sure your content hits every single time. If your goal is to build a personal brand using content, and you don't just want to rely on ads, funnels, or fame, now this system is for you. I hope you enjoyed the video and make sure you like and subscribe for more content just like this.